Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into how Spire Labs is attempting a truly massive architectural shift in the crypto space. We're talking about moving away from those fragmented, centralized models we've gotten so used to and moving toward what are known as based app chains. It's essentially a foundational redesign of how execution and sequencing actually operate on Ethereum.
So think about this for a second, because for Web3 developers and crypto-native investors, solving the centralized sequencer problem is basically the holy grail of scaling. I mean, for years, we've just kind of accepted that L2 networks have to rely on centralized operators. And that means, theoretically, they can censor transactions or extract hidden fees from you. We've taken that trade-off just to get better speed and lower costs. But Spire Labs is out here asking a really great question. What if we just don't have to accept that trade-off anymore?
Here is our agenda for today. First, the app chain bottleneck. Second, enter based app chains. Third, Spire's core ecosystem. Fourth, performance under the hood. Fifth, economics and MEV capture. And finally, number 6, backing and token utility. Let's jump right in.
Section 1, the app chain bottleneck and its centralized limits.
Okay, so the current paradigm we have right now relies on independent sequencers, these really slow multi-signature bridges, and totally isolated capital pools. That introduces huge latency, not to mention some serious execution risks. But Spire's based app chains turn all of that completely on its head. By relying directly on the parent layer validators, they achieve what's called synchronous composability, which basically means instant communication, along with unified access to the parent layer's liquidity.
Section 2. Enter based app chains as the architectural solution.
So what exactly is base sequencing? Well, by using this architecture, these app chains allow the next Ethereum L1 or L2 block proposer to permissionlessly include the app chain's block, entirely bypassing those centralized operators we just talked about. The official state and the transaction ordering of a based rollup are dynamically derived right from the parent network, meaning if the parent network experiences a reorganization, the based rollup reorganizes right alongside it, in perfect lockstep. Ultimately, censoring a user transaction on a based app chain becomes exactly as difficult as censoring a transaction on Ethereum itself. And honestly, that is a massive security upgrade.
Section 3, Spire's core ecosystem, featuring Pylon, DA Builder, and BuyBuyCX.
So developers actually have 3 main tools to work with here. They can launch custom chains that inherit Ethereum's liquidity using Pylon. They can drastically lower their execution costs by using the DA Builder, or they can utilize BuyBuy.cx for tighter market-making spreads. Now, DA Builder utilizes EIP 7702, which is a standard that basically lets normal crypto wallets temporarily act like smart contracts. And BuyBuy.cx operates as a proposer-facing automated market maker, giving professional market makers the tools they need to, quote, incredibly tight spreads.
Now let's talk about Pylon. It achieves synchronous composability, which is a fancy way of saying that smart contracts on entirely different chains can interact as if they were sitting on the exact same computer. When an application needs external data, a proxy routes the query, a coordinator intercepts it, and then injects that state right back into the app chain simultaneously. There is no waiting around, no clunky bridges to deal with. It's just a single, seamless atomic transaction.
Section 4. Performance under the hood, focusing on speed and security.
Because these based rollups lean so heavily on the parent chain, Spire uses pre-confirmations to deliver millisecond-level responsiveness to users. Basically, registered proposers issue immediate soft confirmations. When you send a transaction, it routes right to a pre-conf gateway. That gateway then checks the upcoming block proposers and the validator look-ahead. If the next proposer is registered and actually has collateral on the line, boom, the gateway fires back an instant soft confirmation. You get those millisecond response times we all want. To maintain these blazing speeds without breaking the bank, Spire actually runs transactions inside a highly secure hardware vault, specifically an Intel SGX trusted execution environment. From there, they generate a tiny cryptographic snark proof to verify it. The end result? On-chain verification costs drop from a prohibitive 3 million gas all the way down to just 3,000. It is literally a 1,000x cost reduction, all while maintaining incredible security.
Section 5. Economics and MEV capture, or how they're reclaiming value.
Spire ensures everyone plays fair off-chain through programmatic slashing. The penalty for breaking a soft confirmation isn't just some arbitrary number. There's a strict mathematical formula that calculates the penalty proportionally to the collateral that was staked. The pre-confirmation registry contract on Ethereum L1 manages these deposits, and it mathematically guarantees that going back on your word is going to be incredibly unprofitable for you.
Okay, I want you to lock this number in your head for a second. 21,000 gas. That is the baseline intrinsic fee every single standalone transaction on Ethereum incurs. Think of it kind of like a cover charge at a club. Whether you're just buying a bottle of water or going all out for bottle service, you absolutely have to pay that cover charge just to walk through the door.
So instead of paying that 21,000 cover charge every single time you do something, DA Builder actually bundles operations together so the baseline fee is only paid once. Users deposit ETH into an off-chain gas tank. When the DA Builder executes the bundle, that intrinsic fee gets shared across the board. So as the number of bundled transactions goes up, your personal base fee effectively approaches zero.
This multi-layered approach allows Spire Labs to align its revenue generation directly with the gas efficiency and MEV capture it provides to users and developers. At the consumer layer, they capture direct execution volume fees. At the execution aggregation layer, DA Builder retains a portion of those aggregate gas savings as a protocol fee. And crucially, by running their own internal sequencer auctions, Appchains plug the leak, they stop leaking MEV value to Layer 1 builders, and actually recapture millions directly back into their own treasuries.
Section 6. Backing and token utility, and the road ahead.
They are backed by a massive $7 million seed round from some serious institutional heavyweights. But interestingly, the team hasn't actually launched a token yet. They have, however, mapped out strict utility requirements if they ever decide to do so. The core contributors have been very clear. A token will only exist if there's a functional need for it. That means using it alongside ETH to back the pre-confirmation registry, using it to weight leader elections when multiple proposers meet minimum collateral, or using it to govern the global variables of the base stack itself.
As Spire Labs continues to optimize this revolutionary infrastructure, it really leaves us wondering, are centralized sequencers officially a thing of the past? I mean, if you can achieve sub-second transaction speeds, synchronous composability, and entirely recapture your own MEV, all while directly inheriting Ethereum's decentralized liveness, it fundamentally challenges every single existing roll-up framework on the market today. So the question isn't just if this tech works, the real question is, can the rest of the industry even afford not to adapt?